Are Christians around the world under attack because of their faith? That is the case on the latest cover of Newsweek magazine. It is making, saying that the rising genocide in the Muslim world should provoke global alarm. Newsweek executive editor Justine Rosenthal joins me now to talk about the cover story. Justine, it's nice to see you this morning.
Thank you so much for having me, Tom.
Absolutely. You know, we have been covering and witnessing these attacks and talking about them taking place at churches across the Muslim world. So explain just how bad has the violence gotten recently against Christians to ask that type of question on the cover of Newsweek.
Well, I think that one of the points of this is that we have been covering them as isolated incidents up until now. And what we're really looking at is a constant uptick of, let's say, 300% over the last 7 or so years, so that you're starting to see something that feels like a phenomenon.
So when you talk about that of connecting the dots, what does the article say in reference to the fact that this is becoming more of the norm in Muslim majority countries, and what's being done to try and quell it?
Well, I think that there are 2 points to make here. The first is that we've focused so much in the West on the sort of growing Islamophobia in Europe and even in America, with, of course, the mosque at the site of 9/11. And here what we're talking about is a sort of Christophobia that's happening in the Middle East, and that in Egypt, for example, 200,000 Coptic Christians have fled their homes, and very little is being done to stop that sort of violence. And we have seen in Nigeria attack after attack over the last year or so.
Justine, what do you think it's going to take?
And again, very little being done by the government to prevent that.
What do you think it's going to take for the West to get involved to help those religious minorities in Muslim majority countries to see this type of violence stopped?
Well, hopefully pieces like this, but I think that what the author of the article, Ayan Hirsa Ali, is arguing is that we give a lot of aid to these countries in the Middle East, and that we should be making some of that contingent on the governments of these countries trying to stop the violence, because some of the violence is state-sponsored and some of it is being sponsored by terrorist groups.
It is a fascinating read. It is the cover story on the latest issue of Newsweek. Justine Rosenthal. Justine, great to see you this morning. Thank you.